It's a real pleasure and an honor to be here this afternoon, talking about a subject which is very close to my heart, and I'm very glad to see so many old friends and new friends. The rights of ethnic minorities is something that all Hong Kong people should be concerned about. And the fact that Stephen was just saying that he hopes that Unison can fold up, because that means it's mission accomplished. And he said it will be quite a few more years. And I think it is really a big shame. It's shame on the Hong Kong government, and of course shame on the Hong Kong people, that we do not, and we have failed to do more to ensure that the ethnic minorities' rights are being respected and you get equal opportunities. Because Hong Kong is a very rich city, so in terms of resources, I don't think there's a problem. So I just cannot understand why we cannot get the administration and also the Hong Kong community to do more, so that all you bright young people can get good education, can be fully integrated into the community, and can get good jobs, good career. So I think Unison has been working very hard to achieve this, and I don't know when Unison can fold up. I hope you can do it next year, Stephen, but you are not that optimistic. So I'm very, very pleased to be able to come here, and I was told by Fermi and others to encourage the young people. And I think you need encouragement and you need support. And I, in my very humble capacity, if there's anything that I can do to help, I will be very, very willing, very happy to do it. And in my 25 years in the Legislative Council, I try to push the cause. And of course, not too many, I don't think the members they discriminate against you, but I guess they just do not put this as their top priority. And even when we travel to the UN to attend hearings by different UN committees, some NGOs, we all went together, but the media are not interested. It's very strange, the Hong Kong media. When Hong Kong's human rights is being scrutinized in the United Nations, there's no coverage. No Hong Kong media want to cover it. And when we went, I went with kids and others, so we just take our own pictures, we write our own press release, and send it back to Hong Kong. So there is something wrong about our society. When they've told me time and time again, they say, Emily, human rights is box office poison. We put it there, nobody will read it. Nobody will want to watch it. I said, what nonsense. And then the schools, and we have people from the teaching profession here, and people have told me, many schools are bastions of conservatism. Not that they deliberately go out and discriminate against this and that, but they seem to be conservative. They don't want to rock the boat. They want to preserve status quo. And then you talk about the rights of ethnic minorities, of the sexual minorities, of the disabled, and so on. They can't handle it. They do not want to think, to believe that in our society, there are so many problems, that people are being discriminated against. They cannot enjoy equal rights. They can't bring themselves to admit there's a problem, because once you admit it, you're going to do something about it. How do you eradicate the discrimination? How do you ensure that these people get equal opportunities? And of course, that means if the government's spending more money, and they probably think that the money should be spent somewhere else. So, but I think with the ethnic minorities, it was not too many months ago that I took Fernando along to attend a meeting of the Yau Chim Mong District Council. 2 Legco members going to a district council meeting. It's not a district council meeting. It's a meeting of their subgroup or something on ethnic minority rights. How come? Because when they came to Legco to ask for funding to build a new building, some kind of community center, I told them, I said, you must make the facilities available to the ethnic minorities, including the foreign domestic workers. Because I feel very sorry for the foreign domestic workers who render very valuable service to Hong Kong. I can't imagine how Hong Kong can manage without that. And we've got, what, over 300,000 of them working here in more than 200,000 households. But where do they go on their holiday? They sit in the street. They go to the park or go to the pedestrian precinct and sit there, and if it rains, they have to rush near to get some shelter. I think it's utterly disgraceful. I asked a question in Legco, and government said, oh, nobody ever wanted to build a community center. They don't want it. So, that's why when that item came up about the Yau Chim Mong District Council, I said, well, make sure that you have the facilities open to the ethnic minorities, including the foreign domestic workers. So, and I said, when you discuss it at your subcommittee meeting, please let me know. And then many, many months later, it turned up, so they sent me an email. And I said, yes, I will come. Although that day there was a finance committee meeting in Legco. But I think it's important. So I said, Fernando, you want to come? So the 2 of us turned up. And there were many ethnic minorities on that committee. But they don't seem to be thinking on the same wavelength as Fernando and me. Because they talk about events for the ethnic minorities, song and dance and all that, which I don't think there's anything wrong. But we want to get something more substantial. So what I'm trying to say to you is the people in the ethnic minority groups, particularly the adults, the people who are well established, they don't seem to be that concerned. I've asked them to come to Legco because if there is a big demonstration or whatever, a show of not necessarily anger, but no, I think it's fake news in Hong Kong. I mean, you don't have to go to the UN, you go to the UN, nobody will cover it. If you have the ethnic minorities coming out to show your anger, your frustration, demanding equal rights, I think it is news. And it's very embarrassing to the Hong Kong government and to Legco and to the ethnic Chinese here. They say, how come? Oh, definitely, because they are a minority, you don't look after them. But we don't see that. Not that I'm coming here to whip up a revolution, don't worry. I don't advocate violence, I'm not from ISIS or Al-Qaeda. But sometimes you need to have the fire, especially when it's a very just cause. If your people are being discriminated against on something very basic, like education, you should stand up and fight. I think on 1 or 2 occasions, I did have something about ethnic minorities. And I of course, we staged a demonstration. You know, the Democratic Party, we have one demonstration a week. We do it all the time. But I said, we need to have some ethnic minorities. And I was told, no, Emily, they will not do it. And they say, why? Because they are a minority. They are very frightened. They are timid. And if they come out, they will get victimized. I'm not Al-Qaeda. Do I look like a terrorist? Why is the Chinese government so scared of me? So people do try to not terrorize, but to intimidate. They want to intimidate you into silence. And the thing you do is, you will not allow people to do that to you. And I'm not just saying it to you. I was in Burma in February this year. Of course, I met the lady, Aung San Suu Kyi. But more importantly, I met the hundreds of newly elected members of parliament of Myanmar. And they were all very enthusiastic, trying to do something for the country. And I said, if you are the people's representative, which you are, and you got to work for your people, what do? You are like a dog biting into a bone, and you will not let go until you get what you want. Oh, the enemies were so happy. Nobody's ever told them to be like a dog, biting into a bone. So that is the thing, my dear friends. I'm not advocating violence, although there's no government official here. But whatever I say, I do, they know very quickly. I don't know why. They tell us it's not a police state. But I'm advocating people to really stand up for the rights. And Unison is working very hard all these years to help you, and we all do what we can. But you and your family, you have to come out if you have genuine grievances. And I think some of you do. And when I talk to the government, particularly the discipline services, I've talked to the Secretary for Security, the Secretary for Civil Service, that I said many ethnic minorities, men and women, they like to enter the discipline service. Why can you not make it easier for them? So we do what we can. But you also have to come out to show that you're angry. You have been fighting for certain things for many years. And they have to cooperate. They have to give you equal opportunities. That's all. You're not asking for preferential treatment. So I speak as an ethnic Chinese. I think I'm all in favor of the government doing more, a lot more, to help our ethnic minorities. There are some ethnic minorities who are very rich. They don't need our help. But there are those who cannot get access to good education, welfare and other things. Well, I think it's a disgrace to Hong Kong. And you know, because we traveled to the UN several times, and quite a number of years ago, it was the UN committee. It was the ISPA committee. Committee on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, who finally made the recommendation saying, if you do not legislate against racial discrimination, it is in breach of the covenant. Then the government acted. After all these years, they refused to enact legislation, but even if they did have the legislation, it's very feeble. It doesn't bind the government. And very few people have used that legislation to bolster your rights. So anyway, I will not go on and on. I think it's important to give you the message that we are here to help you, and we hope that you will put some fire in your belly. Because I just want to, as Stephen said, I want Unison to fold up, so that by that time that means we have reached the I don't know whether it's paradise, but equality for everybody. So please, what we say in Chinese, 加油 and oil. So thank you very much.